Hey there, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the John Graves Show, talking to everybody about Kingdom Hearts. This Kingdom Hearts 3, and IGN they dropped a little list talking about the top 9 worlds in which that they would like to see pop up in Kingdom Hearts. And give or take with what has been going on so far, looking at all of the movies and everything. Starting this list off, we get right to Star Wars. Star Wars, yeah, Disney owns Star Wars. Question remains though, is that would it be something in which that we would be as cool as what we're necessarily thinking about? And it's not necessarily the question of Star Wars specifically. It is the question of which Star Wars would actually probably be the best one in which that Sora would actually probably be in. And to be fair, or at least for me, I would say that if they ever took the world of Star Wars and they put it in Kingdom Hearts, it's safest to put Star Wars episodes 4, 5, and 6 in there. I mean, like, even if they had, knowing how the story structure works, it would be a lot easier to put Star Wars episode 5 in there, or pretty much, if anything, they would have to start from 6. But honestly, give or take, I would say that like episodes 4, 5, and 6 would actually be their best bet if they really wanted to put Kingdom Hearts within that story. Then cutting over to something else, or at least something else that sort of live action oriented, it is the Marvel movies. And to be fair, looking at that, I probably wouldn't say that would be something in which that would be pretty interesting to do, because I don't think that world would actually fit all that well with Kingdom Hearts, because for one, he has a Keyblade, and number two, best case scenario is that they probably wouldn't take him seriously. I mean, thinking about how watching Sora sort of interact, a small little Japanese boy or whatever, trying to interact with all of these old Americans and Russian people, Russians, something that probably wouldn't mesh all that well together. Jumping into something pretty cool though, you have the world of Frozen. And yes, the world of Frozen would actually fit with that. Actually, that one's actually pretty perfect for it. However, give or take with how popular most of the songs were in that, it's a good chance that they may take the singing parts that Elsa had, and like and pretty much every other character, and they may turn that into a little like button command prompt thing, like how they did with Atlantica, like in that part number 2. In Kingdom Hearts 2. Sorry about that. Cutting over Robin Hood, and honestly, the only Robin Hood in which that I can say that would actually fit with this would actually be the one that was from the animated Robin Hoods, the ones where they were animals and foxes and stuff, and they looked, and it appeared as though that they took some of the designs from Jungle Book. Now I do believe that they do have the Robin Hood world out now, and that is the main world in which that we see in the demo. But hopefully it is something in which that you do actually sort of see the animated parts on a little bit more. Also going over, they do have the Pixar movies, and I see this as a double-edged sword, because after Despicable Me, yeah, everything else sort of went downhill. However, or at least like it's still going strong, but if they do the Despicable Me story, or they do the Incredibles, or they do something like that, That would be fucking amazing. I mean, like, I would love to fucking see the world of the Incredibles with Donald and Sora, with Donald, Sora, and Goofy just running around trying to figure everything out, or pretty much, if not that, will be more interestingly enough, it will be pretty fun to sort of see a Toy Story base for Kingdom Hearts, because there is a lot of imaginary possibilities. Moving on to Wreck-It Ralph, another a really good movie that probably didn't get as much praise as it should have. Probably because one half of the movie was actually really good and was about Ralph. Then the second half was more or less meant about them being in the Candy Racer game, which really isn't bad. But at the same time, it's one of those stories in which I want to see another one of these. Like if I got Sora and Big Hero in Wreck-It Ralph, well, that may be a little bit too surreal. I don't think. Well, that's gonna be laced with a whole bunch of fourth wall breaking gimmicks. I don't think that was a good idea, because checking out Sora leaving his video game and then going on to talk, man, to other people from other video games. Just switch it up, man, with the home console version. Yeah, I think that meant, or them like chilling out in the memory card, like that would be pretty cool, but it's something that they may not do. Moving on, there is the Muppets. Muppets not that bad. However, I don't really see how they can take that and turn that into very interesting combat, because of course, they're Muppets. Most of them, they don't really have legs. And if this is doing the Muppets like how you think it would, that's a live action thing, and it seems as though that's gonna be a little difficult to pull off, unless they take characters from that and then they put them into like specific areas to have them talking and everything. Indiana Jones was another one. Of course, Indiana Jones. And finally, I don't really have too much to say about Indiana Jones, except for it has that same problem that like a lot of these other ones do, is the fact that because it's live action, well, actually that one may be easier to do. The thing is, the problem with it is that that's a series in which that shows a lot of graphic death. So the question, and a lot of graphic scenes. So the question remains is like, can they actually handle that to where it's like, okay, I see this person over here, I see them eating soup that has eyeballs in it. Can't really put that into Kingdom Hearts. Same thing can be said for Kingdom Hearts and Lightning. Don't get me wrong, I really like the Lightning trilogy, but those games are fucking stupid. So, well, I really can't say that. Those games, they don't explain enough to where you really get a grasp for the world itself. So it's really difficult to try and to put that into Kingdom Hearts-esque territory. Personal mentions from me is that I would actually like to see a DuckTales world. I actually really want to see that. I really want to see them chilling. Actually, I want to see them hang out in like classic Disney cartoon, where all these like take like a whole bunch of old Disney cartoons like Darkwing Duck, Tailspin, maybe even like Goof Troop. Because for the longest while, I've actually wanted to see Max and PJ, Peg and Pistol in Kingdom Hearts, or at least see how Donald and Goofy, Donald and Pete would actually react if they saw their families, stuff like that. And the same thing can be said now we've seen Donald necessarily interact with like Uncle Scrooge and Huey, Dewey, and Louie, but you've never actually had like a straight up scene, or at least like multiple scenes of them like talking and interacting and doing all this crazy stuff. You mostly just deal with them as their random vendors. But either way, this is a long ass list. This video is almost 10 minutes. I'm sorry about that. And I'll catch you guys on the next Jongravesshow. If you If you like this video, please hit that like button. I'll catch you guys on the next John Graham show. And if you want to see some worlds in Kingdom Hearts 3, please let me know down there in the comment section. I'll catch you next time. Oh, also, Jungle Book, Bug World. That shit, it has to happen. So, till then, I'm out. I'll see you next time. Peace.